Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and this 16-year-old female student who has a male on her team speaks out to her school board, and what she says is absolutely on point. But before we dive in, I want to give a quick shout out to our great sponsors over at Colonial Metals Group. Even though Trump won the election, you still need to protect your wealth against the inflation that happened under the Biden-Harris administration. Now, let's dive in.
I'm a student at Martin Luther King High School, and I run on the cross-country team. So I'm constantly affected by these actions that have taken place this season. And I have been around the females and just my team in general who have felt almost silenced to speak out about it because the whole LGBTQ is shoved down our throats, it is put in our face, and we live in a society where it is almost impossible to speak out on it without facing the repercussions of it. And I went myself to have a discussion with the head of the athletic director when nobody really felt comfortable enough to speak out. And I don't think it's fair, knowing Caitlin and knowing Taylor, to see their spots getting taken away, to see all these things being jeopardized for one person. It feels as though that my school and the school district is choosing to support one person instead of the whole team and the whole school as a total. Like, it's not fair. It's not okay. I try my best not to put personal beliefs into it, but seeing this first-handedly, seeing my teammates getting their spots taken for one person that's choosing to be a girl, it's not okay. I've done my research. I've looked into the CIF rules, and I've looked into the NCAA rules, two completely different things. And when I went into this meeting with the athletic director, I knew that. I knew that going into it, that teachers and coaches and people in the office can't speak on personal opinion. And then to see the athletic director turn around and tell my teammates that their shirts that say "Save Girls Sports" be compared to a swastika, that is not okay. These girls feel silenced, they felt silenced, and when they finally spoke out and did something to go against it and speak out, not directed towards a single person at all, they were completely stabbed in the back by the person that we were told would support us and be able to help us through this. They were said that it was a hate crime, that they were targeting that one person, and that is not the case at all. Taylor and Caitlin are two of the most nice people I've ever met in my life, and to see them having to be told that they're being hateful people is not okay. And it is not okay that I have to be in a position where I'm going to practice and having to see a male in booty shorts and having to see that around me. As a 16-year-old girl, I don't find that as a safe environment. I don't at all. And going into a locker room and seeing males in there, I don't find that safe. I don't find going to the bathroom safe when there's guys in there. It's not okay. I'm a 16-year-old girl. There's girls around me where we do not feel safe having boys in our environment. And it isn't okay. It isn't okay to have them on our team. It isn't okay when it's the genetics. It is not okay.
Y'all, just listen to that crowd. That's a bunch of female voices, which tells me that a whole bunch of her teammates were coming out to support her. So, let's go back into the order of events. School district allows a man to compete in women's sports, thereby taking other people's spots. That's automatically not a safe space, particularly for women. You would think that the party that loves safe spaces, that wants to talk about diversity and inclusion, it seems that it always comes at the expense of someone else. Instead of creating something new and broad and wonderful, they make everything worse. So then the girls started to complain, and some of the school members started calling them out for hate crimes, even comparing what they're doing. Let's see, I think someone got compared to a swastika. Okay? A swastika. My mom got this in Romania. We are not Eastern European, but this is one of the Eastern European crosses that she found and brought back. Now, Romania isn't exactly Poland, but you also see up here, you know what, I'll just bring this down as well. On this trip, actually the trip afterwards, some friends of mine went on the same trip and got this as an extra souvenir. This is a piece of the Berlin Wall. Okay? why am I bringing up Eastern Europe and the Berlin Wall? Well, perhaps, just perhaps, I've seen what happens when naughty brown shirts get out of control and funny mustache men start whipping up crowds into a frenzy. I don't see that on the right, I see that constantly on the left. These ridiculous purity tests, these attempt to push people out of certain circles, the attempt to marginalize over and over and over. This isn't happening on the right. It's not. It's happening on the left. Hey y'all, I'm not exactly looking at retirement anytime soon, but my parents are, and friends of my parents are, and I'm sure either you or someone you know is looking at retirement and wondering, what do I do? How do I help prepare for this in this economy with this terrible president and with a vice president who basically coup d'etat him and is now looking to run for president herself? How do you protect against this? Well, simple. You go over to my friends at Colonial Metals Group. They quite literally have something called the Retirement Package Plan. This plan backs your wealth with gold and silver accounts. And furthermore, you will have direct access to these accounts. So you're not at the whims of Wall Street. You're not at the whims of inflation. You are in command of your own destiny. As a bonus, qualified applicants can receive up to $10,000 in free silver, plus a couple of other little goodies that they're going to package up for you, and you're going to be able to protect your wealth and your retirement. So go over to this link in the description below at colonialmetalsgroup.com or call this number 800-203-0422 and see how they can help you prepare for retirement today by backing your account with gold and silver. Don't delay your retirement, folks. Protect the money that you earned with Colonial Metals Group. They're here to help. And this is a Democratic school district. And they're comparing some of the students to the very same people who put people in concentration camps. And trust me, I've been to Auschwitz. I've walked through the chambers. I know the history of that. It's disgusting. What Democrat rhetoric does to people is disgusting. And so this one student is trying to stand up and got a complaint all the way up to some higher ups, and the one person that they were relying on to take their case forward within the school system stabbed them in the back. Folks, you do not hate these school systems in America enough. These things need to be uprooted and burned and rebuilt because the system we currently have is rotten to the core. You know when you have a bad tree in your backyard, it's been rotten for years, and you're just afraid that the next time a big storm comes through, it's going to push that tree right on top of your house? What do? You cut down the tree and then you chop up what you can, make some firewood out of it. Get some use out of it, because we're not getting use out of our school system. And not just from an education perspective, we rely on our school system for our children's sports. I don't think that's the greatest of ideas, but it's so ingrained in our culture. For instance, if you ever go out to Texas, you'll see what happens with high school football down there. So these college sports and these high school sports are important, but when you have incongruent rules, you are not setting up these potential athletes for success at the next level. This is not fair to them at any stage of their lives. All right, it's not fair to these female swimmers that, with a wonderful line that she had, having to watch a man in her locker room in booty shorts. On one hand, that's funny. On the other hand, that's disgusting. Women in sports deserve their own spaces. And it's not because they're inferior athletes. Oh, no. Don't ever take it like that. Women in sports deserve their praise, they deserve their accolades, but when a man invades that space, it used to be something that we would make into a comedy. Now it's happening in reality, and people are starting to rebel against it. There's a reason why California looked more red than it has since the 80s. There's a reason why Kamala Harris did not outperform Joe Biden anywhere in this election. People are fed up with this nonsense, and the left has no idea what to do with it. But my personal recommendation is whatever college is out there, Grand Canyon University would probably be a good idea to offer this woman a full ride scholarship for standing up against this absolute nonsense. We have got to start offering people that are standing up for their personal beliefs and giving them an extra pedestal and an extra way forward. This young woman is fed up with the problem, got backstabbed by her own school district, and the only people that seem to be supporting her in that system are fellow students and athletes and their parents. This is an inherently unfair system, and you'd think that the left would care about it. But no, for some insipid reason, they do not. This is what oppression looks like, leftists. Okay? I'm using your term so you can understand it. This is oppression. Okay? And for conservatives and people in the middle, this is simply tyranny and stupidity. This is inherently unfair. This woman deserves to have her own space away from men competing in her field, and so do her fellow teammates. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on Politibrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one, and until then, y'all have a good one.